So I wanted to do a video about an update since my Kara video. And I don't really know where it's gone, but I guess I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an update. It kind of just has rolled out of control, and I feel at least partially responsible because I don't know, I just feel responsible, like maybe it's my fault. So me and the original scraper, I'm just gonna call him Gata for now because I don't know. People were really mean to him and they doxed him, and it's off the internet now, but I know because he told me, he sent it to me. And regardless of whatever, he decided to help the Kara team, and he has been helping them see if he can like do things for them or help them maybe put more scraping protections on their websites. But it's been really difficult because now there's a copycat. And because there's a copycat, the copycat went and he started putting it on there. So what ended up happening was literally the day after somebody copycatted, put it up on Hugging Face, and then the person started sharing it across Reddit. I believe it is I really do believe that it's like a Reddit AI bro, because he spread it to Defending AI Art first. And that's and he only shared the links. Now, if you don't know what that is, that means that it's not actually the full data set with the images, but it's just the links to the things. Now, if you are in Kara and you are watching this, you can delete your works and then re-upload them. That is probably your best bet because then they don't have access to them. So while I was trying to work with that, we did try to get it taken down, I guess. And I don't know, man. It just didn't really seem to be working out. And there was like a Defending AI Art thread. There's like actually 2 or 3. And then there was like one on AI Wars where I was trying to see if I could stop the spread, because I felt like if we could stop the spread a little bit, maybe the temperature would cool off about it, because it was like people were bothering him, people were bothering me, people were bothering the Kara people. It was just getting really, really out of control. And I don't know if it was because he bragged about it, or because I posted about it, or because Z-Motion posted about it. Either way, it got really out of control, and I wanted to stop the spread as much as possible. And then people started reporting the thing, the Hugging Face Kara set, and I didn't know what to do, but people were suggesting, why don't people try talking to him, see if they can maybe calm him down, or see if maybe he would delete it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can do it. So I put up a thread, and I'm gonna talk about the thread. So I made a Hugging Face just for this. So I thought I don't know, man. I just feel really bad about this. So I thought, since I talked to the other guy, maybe I could talk to this guy. So I'm going to read what I said. I'm just going to read it out for you guys. I said, "Dear Captive Dreamer, hey, I wanted to assume good faith, so I'm going to try to ask you by talking to you. I know you wanted the outrage to see the smoke, to do the deed for no other reason than because there isn't much legally we can do, and I know that the links are just links, but they are links to a lot of people's work, and the work there isn't even new or different. It's in a data set by itself somewhere else already. This is about something deeper than what is legal. I know others will copycat you too, but I'm asking you, why not delete this too? Why not let the people of Kara have their small garden to themselves? Couldn't you come help them with further protection? I'm not a company, I'm just a person, and so are you. For me, I had to delete my works, and maybe if you can see the future where this is headed, if we can't simply respect and be respected and kind, I want to believe that no to someone and saying please should be enough. This will inevitably lead to a lot worse off AI too. Artists who feel a number, a link, and not a person will remove their works forever and not share them. People will tell their artist friends not to share those works too. Eventually there will be less online, and what is left will be orphaned works, where every artist's work will be behind a paywall. If this is punishment, then please let this be the last punishment. This is a war going back and forth, and neither can win, and long term both will lose. We both know there is more AI-generated content than human now, and you might think this is good for now, but later it won't be. Contributing to the mass scrape and non-consent of people's works is cruel. But I know that you see this from a different perspective where more is better and human is better. But there is also AI works on Cara. Cara is a passion project, and the stress of one woman losing her hair, others probably feel the same, and I have lost days of sleep, which is true. I'm asking to please let us have this one space, and please remove this, and I encourage others to not repeat it. I said, if you want to talk to me personally, come to my Discord and DM me privately. Let's talk. So there's this person here who, his name is Drum Bass, and I feel personally, I'm probably wrong, but I feel that this person doesn't want to log in because he is probably this drum bass person. It's a theory. If I'm wrong, someone can just prove it to me. So he responds, it's a website. Anyone is free to access. It's not a walled garden. If you want to gatekeep an arbitrary group of your own choosing from being access to your content, join a website that is gated from the public. And that's the thing, is that there are websites gated from the public where you actually have to log in with a password to even see the content. And I have seen already that people now want to get in to gated communities and get the content off of those too. So you can't say, well, just make it a gated community, because that's not really how that works. I am not a scraper. I am not like one of these people. In my opinion, if they're going to go maliciously and scrape places that are walled, a walled garden, I feel like this comment is not helpful. So I said, I know, but I'm asking if we can have this space that can be left alone, please. So he responds with, you're choosing to lose days of sleep over something you can easily ignore. And that's the thing, is I cannot easily ignore something like this, because I think that it's really important when people say no, other people should respect that and just say, instead of saying no, because before AI, I feel like when someone was like, no, I don't want you here, people would just not go there because they knew they weren't wanted. Anyway, I thought he was kind of acting in good faith. So I said, well, it's not something I can easily ignore in this instance, but I hope Captive Dreamer replies. And I said, thanks for worrying about me, because I thought he genuinely was worrying about me. And he goes, I'm most certainly not worried about you. After one look at the content you choose to publish on YouTube, unedited 20 minutes diatribes of plagiarism, that perpetuates toxic behavior. I don't think he understood what I was talking about. And the thing is this person is very different from me. He has a very different methodology and thoughts and feelings and all of that. We're just very different human beings. And, he doesn't see, I'm sure that he's probably like, get rid of all copyright. Copyright is harmful for people. There's no such thing as plagiarism. You can do whatever you want, but to artists who, care about the copyrighted content, and models who care about the copyrighted content, I could see where he's coming from, but he thinks it's toxic. But it's just, we care about our works being used, and, people not giving us credit. So it's just different methodology, whatever. But here he waited 15 minutes and then he went through all of my content and he found one picture of me and my dead grandfather. And he said, you need to lose weight. So he was body shaming me, and I reported him for abuse because I thought that was really, really mean, because I felt like he was trying to go through things just to be cold-hearted. Like, the thing is, I know this is like supposed to be like, some of these people are very 4chan-y, and I am like fine with whatever. I mean, people say nasty things to me all the time in my comment section, so I'm used to it. But I think that when I am trying to offer a good faith comment, I feel like this person is just really angry for no reason. That's why I think that it is Captive Dreamer, because he is commenting so much through this thread and there's like nothing else on his account. So this person says artists don't need generative AI, but Gen AI needs artists, writers, and many other things for training data. If this was not true, you would not need to perpetually scrape and use our work as data. This website shouldn't exist. You are part of an unsustainable system where the people you rely on will leave. Always remember, you need us, we don't need you. I understand where this person is coming from, but I feel like because I tried to have a good faith conversation, that it called like other people who wanted to argue against the drum bass guy. And he is very angry because he replies again with another angry comment. Yet immediately before you even claim mutually assured destruction by saying you are part of an unsustainable system where the very people you rely on will leave. What do you think the leave context implies? You're also making false assumptions that artists uniformly oppose generative AI, when it has been shown time and time again through hit pieces that plenty of artists do not mind these tools and take advantage of them, such as for references. So I do agree with what he says here, because that is true over in East Asia, and even in some professional places, they do use generative AI and do paintovers and such like that. And I'm not going to say my opinion on that right now because that's not important. But what is important is being transparent about it. To me, that's the important part, being transparent. And the thing is that while not all artists will leave, there's plenty of artists who, if they want their artwork scraped, they're more than welcome to put their artwork online. But, I'm saying in general, it is more favoring that a lot of artists do not approve of their artwork being scraped and used for malicious purposes. Now, I know that my art is already in tons of data sets because I've seen, it was in Lion B, like that first data set where people could look at it, that was scraped from DeviantArt when I used to post a lot of my art over there. So I've seen my art in some data sets, and it is what it is. I know my art is not safe. I'm not even a great artist, so it's like I don't even know why people would want my art. Like, my art doesn't look like anything special. But I think that he's angry because I feel that artists using AI in their workflows is a minority, and he thinks that it's a majority, which it's not. And I feel like maybe because this person, he could be an artist, he could not be an artist. I would believe that if he was an artist, he is not transparent about his AI usage. But, that's me theory crafting. So a person here replies, if AI went away or wouldn't exist, this people would just simply use photos. As AI needs artists to make things, all artists use photos, even meshed in together themselves. Artists who use AI are not the majority, as people look down upon AI in creative spaces. Even if AI is efficient, you do not need to generate a lot of images to get what you want. You do need to generate a lot of images to get what you want, which takes up a lot of water and electricity. If AI was destroyed hypothetically, nothing much would change because people would find photos and even other artists to reference in minority, which is true. You have to think that AI wasn't that big until I would say like 2023, because 2022 AI was really bad. So we've had about 3 years of AI basically looking the same, not really getting any better in my opinion. And if we went back to 2022, people would still be doing what they did beforehand, which was like use photos, ask artists. Like, people still do those things. And this person came to my defense. Only a foolish person would resort to petty insults about a person's appearance or weight or being rude, which violates against TOS. What if somebody said that about you? And of course, Drum Bass is saying things about how he's just making like a fact. But the thing is that I feel that when he insulted me, it was real. Like, you had to really dig to find a picture of me. So I 100% feel that he had to like really, really look around, because my Facebook doesn't have any photos. I don't even have my name as my Facebook account. I just don't really have any. I have a few pictures of me on my Instagram that I will not take down because they mean a lot to me. So this person went to go find a picture of me so he can find something to say about me. He just insults the person, so the person comes back with talking about like BMI and stuff like that, and said, you're clearly an insecure person. Maybe you don't have a normal BMI and all you do is consume junk, and it is as it is on the internet, and everyone lies for that matter. It's like, you're just saying words at this point because you don't have any more points to argue about, and you're just trying to win for your own ego. That's why you resorted to petty insults in an argument or a conversation, such as an insecure, foolish, and unhealthy person to do such a thing. So Macaroni Guy replies, oh, do you know they meant unauthorized scraping versus copyright infringement? These people are trying to respond to unauthorized use of their content. Let them report and handle their business in peace. If you're upset about the negative sentiment, then just don't do this kind of stuff. I don't know who he's talking to, but I don't think he's talking to me. But I asked him if he was, and he said that he wasn't. And he goes, he's talking to the jerk. So this person gave this really long reply. And it's not exactly true, because I feel like he didn't read the conversation. No, he didn't listen to the conversation. I feel some people went to my video and just asked, what did she say about him? And that's how he replied, because it says, when others see how you and your artist friend treated the last guy after he apologized, I did not treat him that way. He even said so. Like, I'm not going to show you, but if he wants to comment below on his own, he is more than welcome. But I did not continue talking to him like that, because to be fair, when we first started talking, like in my video, I was building momentum, but in the first parts of our discussion, he was very cocky, and he was doing that to rage bait. So I was giving him the heat he desired. And he says, you aren't the ones with the negotiating power, and choose to humiliate him further when he decided to delete the work and show you how to protect your garden. Which the thing is when a big thing like that happened and he made a big post like that, you don't understand, it's rage on the internet. You're blaming everyone in one space who should have the rightful knowledge to be offended that something bad happens. To be honest, he didn't have to say anything. He didn't have to post it. He could have just taken everything, gave the links, uploaded the data set for everyone to have, and that could have been it. But he didn't do that. And once everyone found out, even after the fact, what I think that we should have done is that after it was removed, everyone should have been silent about it. Everyone. That includes Z Emotion. I think that would have made everything better, but it's too late now. Nothing we say can fix what happens. It's just AI bros on the one side want to attack artists for attacking the guy who scraped and is now working for us, because they don't trust him because he scraped people and he bragged about it. So, you know what I mean? It's like a circular thing. And I thought that putting together my video would mitigate some of that. It really didn't, because the apology wasn't accepted, even though he knew what he did was wrong. You know what I mean? He done something terrible. The AI bros don't think it's terrible, but the artists think it's terrible. So they attacked him for something they believe is terrible. You know what I mean? It's just a value system that's different. And he says, your anger can be said to be justified, but you couldn't let bygones be bygones. When literally presented with goodwill coming from a foe with massively more power and I can't even say it, my God. So I'm not even gonna bother. I understand what he's saying, but I did not do that. He's saying you and your friends. Some of these people I don't even know. If you guys want to talk about AI bros taking advantage of people, I had 3 AI bros dox me from AI wars. And then they harassed me for about a year and a half. And sometimes they still come around when I go live. And that's part of the reason why I don't like to go live so much. Because they sent 6 pizzas to my house. All of them were paid for. I needed to pay them. And I didn't have the money. Very embarrassing, very humiliating, very terrible. They found my husband's number and called my husband a bunch, harassed my husband, harassed me on Christmas. I know that as an anti-AI creator that I'm going to get more flack than other people, that people are going to want to challenge me more. People are going to want to fight me more. People are going to be rude to me more. People will take what I say out of context more, because a lot of my videos are summarized from things or whatever I've seen, and some of them don't like my takes, and that's totally fine. But some people that are AI bros, I've invited to come to my server, and I've talked to them one-on-one, and a lot of them see the difference between the type of content that I'm making. Okay, you don't have to like all of my content, but I do think that my content is a little bit more like art news with my little bit of spice on the side. I'm not really gonna read more of this because he thinks that I'm only in an echo chamber, which I'm not, because I am in an anti-AI Discord, and I talk to, and there's AI users are allowed to come in there, and frequently there's a lot of arguments in there. So it's like, if I can be there's a guy in there. I know I shouldn't even bring him up. I'm gonna talk about him for a second. Without without doxing him, he is. I can't. Hold on. Let me try to think about how I can talk about him. I'm gonna call him A. Okay, me and A, we typically did not get along for the first long while because he's like a researcher for AI, and he has a very strong outlook in very one specific way, and he is like very autistic about AI. And I'm not saying that in any way. It's just, it's the thing that he loves to do. Okay. And he is incredibly smart, and me and him have a lot of go-arounds. So I can be around anybody if they are willing to talk to me. The fact that I have AI users in my own Discord, like, I will let you guys come if you guys want to come and talk, but you guys got to be nice. Okay? Being nice is literally one of the prerequisites to being in my Discord. If I feel like you're going to be an asshole and you're going to be rude to me when I don't know you, like, I assume every person who comes in my Discord is probably not a troll. I would like to hope that every person who comes in my Discord has something that they want to tell me. How can I put this? I am so open to having open dialogue with strangers I probably don't need to talk to, because I think that it's worth having a conversation about. I feel that having open conversations with AI users is a good way. I've talked to so many AI users, and some people probably don't like that about me, because, like, even though the things that I hate about AI are very specific, and I don't entirely hate the technology, but I also don't like the hype around it. There's a lot of things that I don't like about it. Well, there's a lot of things that I'm willing to give its fair share to, but if you think that the only reason, like, the thing is people who I feel are not in the art field, are not interested in the arts, or just use AI, I feel like they're making assumptions, like this Guile person, making assumptions about where art is headed without really knowing more. Like, I've talked to professional artists who have said otherwise. I've talked to artists who have been forced to use AI in Eastern countries. I've talked to a lot of people. I am always open to dialogue if someone's willing to and open to have dialogue with me. Like, that person believes that the way that Korean Chinese artists do it is better, but the thing is a lot of them are starting the process by just having a good sketch and then painting over the results. That's what I found out. They're not doing more art. They're not doing better art. They're just feeding their own sketches and then painting over the end result. And sometimes that's why you can tell that it's AI, because they didn't paint over it good enough. That's just my opinion. But I did want to read this little bit here. He says, AI will win simply because the Eastern artists that want to improve already incorporated AI into their workflows. They created their own positive feedback loop when Western artists stay in a sinking ship. I feel this person is very removed from the art space, and it is very difficult to have a dialogue with someone who's not willing to have nuance. And he just wants to say the art world is toxic. I mean, you are more than welcome to come and talk with me, but you have to have a nuance. You have to have ability of nuance. And he says here, when I say let's talk, he goes, you should realize that's literally all you can do about it. That's true. That is all I can do about it. And that's why I'm hoping that me and him can have a dialogue. Even if he never, or she never, or they never come in to talk to me. Yeah. So there's another one here that says, that shouldn't have happened before, you are right. I wasn't there, so, but this won't help the situation out for you, or the idea of hurting someone back. Maybe we could genuinely try something else. Like, there is people who want this like fighting between like artists and like AI users to just fucking end, dude. It's just annoying as shit. I did try to talk to this person, and I said, I think that you are mistaken. The people who acted this way are not my friends. I did make friends with the previous scraper, and he did come and help help them. Most of this is just your opinion, not fact, but I am only interested in talking to Captive Dreamer. I would like to hear from him, his thoughts, his opinions, his meaning for doing this. And I know that I'm asking a lot, but I am going to still ask regardless. No, dialogue is how we got here, and dialogue is how we can get somewhere. So, like I said, you are more than welcome to your opinion, but I am only here for Captive Dreamers. So, this guy came here and posted this. Whatever. I don't even know what this is supposed to be, honestly. I think it's from Game of Thrones. I don't know. So, this part actually bothered me a bit because I feel that this is the second time he is trying to put things on me. I'm not going to read all this because he's definitely misinterpreted the facts here, and he's taking things from the conversation while not being a part of it. So I can fully admit that me and him, when we first started talking, we were not talking nice to each other. We were fighting one another. He was being a dick, and he was being pushy, and he was being very rude, and I was being rude back to him. We were not nice when we first started talking. Like, he was rage baiting, and he was getting the heat. So he goes, that part is quite telling of a person's character, is after spending hours calling this person a shithead and a loser, Nimbus suddenly pivots to this bizarre change of tone and suggests there's a chance for redemption from the scraper, through her help, of course. So while we were fighting, me and him, like, the reason why I didn't want to call it a fight is because I felt to, more summarize it, that if I made it a little bit more funny, that maybe it would be taken over better. But we were fighting. And when we were talking about like how to deal with like the public fallout of everything, he was worried about people trusting him. And because I have more trust than he would, I wanted to help him. And I knew that if he could use me to gain the trust, that people would trust him. And if you look in my comments on the original video, some people do believe him, and but some people don't. I knew it was going to be a very divisive video. But this person goes back to, if I had to guess, this person has bipolar disorder and no one should interact with her, not because she's evidently a terrible person, but because she would turn the interaction into content for the following she has built around targeted harassment of individuals that she deems an enemy of artists. I'm going to go over the thread and then we're going to talk a little bit more. So the guy who scraped Kara responded and said, you should be ashamed of yourself for saying this, especially for trying to diagnose Nimbus with BPD. She's not a terrible person. I was terrible, a shitty person who did a terrible thing to an entire artist community. Furthermore, I was a complete dick in DMs, and her response was reasonable. She does not make much off of YouTube, to the point where turning it into content. Do you know how much time Nimbus spent on this video? Nimbus stayed up all night long and barely slept to edit this video to help clear things up and alleviate concerns from artists. She did nothing but good for everyone. And he goes, either way, Captive Dreamer, you should at least consider having a conversation with Nimbus. I don't think you would regret it. It says, anyone using Hef's experience with her as leverage to be a jerk to the entire art community should know that you're not making anything better. You have made things worse by continuing what was stopped. Hef did good by stopping what they did and chose to help us. While I'm still mad at their actions, they have chosen to better themselves, and I credit them for that. And that being said, Nimbus had every right to be angry towards Heft. Do not put words in Nimbus's mouth, and most importantly, do not blame us for having our work stolen. Even if the people, your community, knows this is wrong, so please do us a favor and just take this down. And they go, sorry if this was aggressive. You should just understand this is stressful for everyone involved, and it is stressful. So, of course, Drumass is going to say, well, this is the most deranged sock puppet attempt I've ever seen. And then, I don't know why this... Okay, so let me show you this account right here. So I'm talking about like the 6 things I wish I knew as an author in 2026. I have still not figured out subgenres in writing. I have not understood what I'm supposed to do. My other option I'm thinking about paying somebody is to tell me what to do who knows more about this stuff than I do, because I have enough money to do that because I have a YouTube channel. So Captivated Dreamer says, please don't be mean to I Scraped Kara. He has had enough hate thrown up on both sides no matter what he did. He deserves better. But multiple Discord servers coordinating and mass reporting, that's just nasty. Even Pause AI is on this now. And I Scraped Kara said, well, Heft, he gives his Discord... Listen, don't add him. Do not bother him. You know what? I'm going to block it out so you guys can't see it. But he says that he wants to be contacted. So since this happened, I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened in my Discord server. So somebody claiming to be Captive Dreamer came in, and I jailed them immediately because I don't trust him, and I don't know him. And the account was made today. And when they came to me, they said, I don't know what you want to talk about, but I was a little bit suspicious because their name also had drum in it, like the username. So I felt like it was just the drum person again and not Captive Dreamer. And when I tried to talk with him, he goes, I'm like, can you prove that you're him? And he wasn't really trying to prove that he was him. And I'm like, well, I don't know who you are. I literally can't. I want to talk to the real person. How do I know it's you? Like, he goes, well, I don't care if you know it's me. I'm like, okay, well then I don't know if it's you. And if it's you, then like, how am I supposed to know that the person I'm talking to is the real person? You know, like, what is the point of us having a conversation if you're not the real guy? You want me to spend all my time and effort and thoughts and feelings and emotions on someone who is just going to say, la la la, I'm not the person. You wasted all your time. Like, no, I want to know that the person I'm talking to is the real person. And he could have came back and he could have just showed me something. He could have showed me his login page with the data set. He could have showed me that because I already seen the Hugging Face data set stuff. He could have just showed me something. It's not hard. He could have showed me a phone and screen recording. I don't know. But it didn't last very long. Another person came in and they were a little bit spicy, and I tried to talk them down from the spiciness because they just wanted to start fighting right in my Discord. But I'm going to tell you guys about how much I make on YouTube. I feel that because people, I said that one day I would talk about how much I make on YouTube. I really don't make that much. For the amount of work that I put into my YouTube account, I don't make very much money. I put out, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I put out 10 videos a month. That is not a lot. And you can see here what that is like. Depending on the month, depending on the views, I can get anywhere from $5 to $20. But I did want to show you this video here. I don't know why. And the thing is I'm not sure how the money comes about. Because some of this, I don't know how the money makes, I just don't know how it makes sense. Like, this video was $51, has less. This one has 27,000, has 120 bucks. And it's like, I'm sure that it's time plus views, something. In general, like, this has 39,000 views, had $149. That's close to the one that had 27,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not making that much money, guys. I don't know, like I am not making that much money. It's not something that, it's enough money that I have side money. But I've thought about changing the title of the video, and I have thought about changing the thumbnail of the video too. I just haven't decided what I'm going to change to, because I feel like I feel like I didn't stop the problem. I think I exacerbated it. And I really didn't mean for that to happen. I just don't know how to apologize. And I don't know how to, like, feel less shitty, because I think it's my fault. I don't think it's Z-Motion's fault. I think it's my fault. I don't even want to put it on Heft. I think that even though he bragged about it, I just don't know. I don't know really whose fault it is, but I feel like it's mine the most, because I involved myself in the situation, and I feel like had I not tried to talk to him, maybe nothing would have happened. I don't know. I just don't know what the answer is. But if you're new here, and if this is your first video of mine, or it's your second video of mine, the stuff that I cover in general, like, I don't cover the enemies of artists. I cover people who are actual assholes, who scam people out of money, who lie to people to get money out of them. Okay? That's a lot of my content. A lot of my content is buyer beware, and also sometimes really stupid, silly shit. And if AI bros are involved in that stupid silly shit, I don't know. Like in general, like a lot of people know who Witty Designer is on Reddit. I have a cordial relationship with her. And some people just hearing that will think that that's fucking crazy. I'm like the background person. Like, sure, I would say that I am like a face of anti-AI a little bit. I'm not saying I'm the face. I'm saying I'm up there with some of the faces. But I feel like a lot of like AI bros, AI users have probably seen me around, probably seen some of my videos, probably seen me in general, or probably heard my voice in some way. I'm not trying to say that in like that I'm famous or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, a lot of my videos do get shared on Reddit, on Twitter, on Threads, on Blue Sky because I posted there. So, you know, at some point, I know that some people will just know me inherently at some point, and that's just what it is. I mean, that's why I get so many kind of different users on here. And personally, even though I don't like AI, I don't actually have problems with people just doing their own thing. Like I saw, what was it? I saw a comment on defending AI art, and I wanted to say something, but somebody else had already said it. But this person was talking about how it took them 8 to 9 years to write their book. And then, what was it? They used AI for the cover because they didn't have the money. And because I'm trying to be an indie author, you know, I've learned around that in general, people think that if you see the cover, that anything behind the cover is definitely going to be AI generated. That is just a fact. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. But somebody already kind of posted, there was some people posting some similar things in the comment section. And that's not me even being mean. That's just me saying that, like, there's some things that are just facts. People will think if they see an AI generated book cover, they think that the inside is also generated. But I am probably not going to make a second video this week because I haven't got I didn't get a lot of rest last week because I spent so much of my time putting out videos that I normally would have to put out and then putting out stuff that I felt needed to be put out. So it's an update in progress. I just don't want to say other than I feel really guilty. So if you guys want to subscribe, feel free. I have a Patreon with my stuff on it if you're interested in that. So I will see you next time, guys. Take care of yourself.